Hey guys, welcome back to episode 8 of our solo Let's Play Minecraft series on the Vigilant Knights gaming channel. So let's show off that loot that we got from the mine. Look at all these wonderful ores, including 22 diamonds there. Not too shabby. It did come at a cost though. We had a pretty bad disaster down in the mine. Not too long after I'd finished that last episode, I had decided, well, I'm going to take a quick break, answer some messages on my phone, make a pit stop real quick, and then grab a glass of water and head back and start playing some more. Well, I thought I'd kick myself into creative mode, but I didn't. So I come back to the computer, and I had been knocked into lava by a zombie. So I lost every single thing I'd mined, which sucked. I mean, it sucks when that happens. And it's totally my fault for not double checking that or for just not saving. But since I have so many crops and trees growing out there, I try to just flip it into creative to speed the process on those. So when I come back out of that, I can mine those, or not mine, but harvest those. And it just shortens my time and lets me get into more complex things for future episodes. So I just kick it into creative and generally don't think anything about it for, 10, 15 minutes, whatever. But I went one too far when I did it today, I guess, and it was disheartening, but I went back down, I mined a bunch of stuff up, and the only thing we didn't really come out ahead on was diamonds. I had close to 20 extra diamonds and 2 stacks of obsidian, so that's a lot of mining. I probably ended up with another 5 or 6 diamonds after making my sword and my new pickaxe here, and about a stack of obsidian, I think, maybe a little more. But we're just heading out to this volcano here, and we're going to mine up a bunch of basalt. Rather ho-hum episode unless something pops out and starts a firefight with us. I don't think that'll be the case, but knowing my luck, I will probably end up in lava somehow, some freak way. So stay tuned, you may see that. But for the next episode, after we gather all this stuff up, we're going to start building that machine shop. And I've got a pretty basic design laid out in one layer of dirt on top of that hill above where the cabin's at. It's not the most complex design. I'd went into my flat test world and tried a few more complex designs out, and it didn't fit how it would have sat on that hill, because that hill's kind of kidney shaped. So I just racked my brain over a couple different designs. I kind of wanted to make it shaped like a kidney, but it got too thin in some points, and with all the machines going down, you need some flat walls in there. So I just decided to make more of a kind of a barn slash factory type looking building. It's pretty simple, but it'll get the job done, which is the most important part. But I just need to gather up, I would say, 8 more stacks of basalt, and we should be ready to build that. But since we're just mining here and nothing's popping out, I don't see anything. I'm trying to check around the best I can, making sure nothing's coming up on me, but I thought I'd open up a topic of discussion. I do a lot of my stuff off screen while watching TV, so a lot of that mining last night was done while watching the hockey game. I'm a huge hockey fan, so I thought, hey, let's see who else is hockey fans out there. So let me know your favorite teams and your favorite players, or if you're maybe from a different country, one of the other national leagues. I mean, I'm familiar with the leagues themselves, just not the everyday players in them, outside of maybe a handful in the KHL. But I know most players on most teams in the NHL, and usually a handful of their top prospects. I find myself a pretty big fan of the game, really. So I'll start it off. My favorite team is the St. Louis Blues. My favorite player is Alex Pietrangelo. I think he's just one hell of a young defenseman. He's really transformed this team over the past couple years. The player preference I like is two-way forwards and two-way defensemen. I don't like pure offensive defensemen. I don't like pure offensive forwards. I can respect their abilities, and I respect that they're still good players. It's just not my cup of tea. My favorite forwards are Zetterberg and Datsuk, believe it or not, as a Blues fan. Those are my two favorite forwards in the game. I also like Bergeron a hell of a lot in Boston. Backus is obviously a great player. And then the Blues have two great young players in Jaden Schwartz and Vladimir Tarasenko that have really kind of blossomed over the last few months. Schwartz really stood out in the playoffs last year, even though we had lost. He was really good in the playoffs last year, but this year he's just taken it further. And Tarasenko, I think, is finally starting to get used to the NHL, and God, he has one of the best releases on his wrist shot I've ever seen. It's absurd. Check out the highlights. You'll agree. But yeah, hit me with your favorite players and your favorite teams. Let's start a discussion on that. I'd like to have some discussions like this in more mundane episodes, like me mining a bunch of basalt. Well, there's really not a whole lot to talk about unless I get jumped here anytime soon, which I don't think I'm going to. Or I hope I'm not going to. So let's just start a discussion on those, and we'll carry those forward into other episodes like this as the series goes along, and as other series goes along too. But I do have two games that I think are going to be my next two series. I'm waiting for the channel to hopefully pick up a little more steam, get some more views, get some more subscribers. Once that happens, I'm going to get fraps so I can do the longer videos, and then once I get that, I'm planning on doing Torchlight, and then Torchlight 2, and also I want to do a playthrough of Space Marine. And I'll probably split that up where I do the first Torchlight, Space Marine, and then the second Torchlight. I had bought both Torchlights on one of Steam's sales. Summer, winter, I don't know. I've had it for a while, and I've only played a couple hours on Torchlight 2. So I'm really still just a newbie to the games. I mean, I understand the genre, but I haven't played them much. So it should be a pretty good playthrough because I won't know anything that's going on in them specifically. But those are my ideas for the next playthrough. And it might be a while. Like I said, I want to wait for the channel to pick up a little steam before I spend any money on fraps. But, or let me throw this out there. If you know any free software that will let me record longer episodes with audio, stick those in the comments too, please. And I would appreciate that. That way I can maybe start one of those series and have that running in addition to that. Also, I will be doing a fly-through on our multiplayer server at some point over the next week or two, and kind of show you what we've got built there now that we've started to get a little more fancy in our building there. But we're about out of time here according to my timer, so I'm just going to keep mining this, and you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for any likes and subscriptions, and we'll see you next time.